On a cold October night in 1997, a case began that detectives still cannot fully explain. The town was quiet. Nothing unusual happened that evening. The streets were empty. The lights slowly turned off in every house. It looked like a normal night. At exactly 9:42 p.m., a young woman named Laura Mitchell left her apartment. She was 24 years old. She lived alone. She studied at the local college. Her friends described her as calm, responsible, and careful. She told her neighbor she would be back soon, but she never returned. At first, nobody was worried. Her family thought she stayed with friends. Her friends thought she went home. But the next morning, something felt wrong. Her phone was turned off. Her apartment was empty. Her car was missing. Police arrived later that day. There were no signs of struggle. Nothing broken. Nothing stolen. Everything looked normal. Except one thing. Her keys were gone. Her bag was gone. Police started searching the neighborhood. Later that evening, the first strange discovery was made. Her car was found 3 miles away. It was parked near an empty road. The doors were locked. The keys were still inside. There was no damage, no blood, no fingerprints. It looked like someone parked the car and disappeared. Detectives did not understand why she would leave the car there. The place was far from her home. That was the moment when the case became suspicious. Days passed. Search teams checked the woods. They searched the roads. They searched empty buildings. Nothing was found. 1 week later, something strange happened. Her family received a phone call late at night. When they answered, nobody spoke. They heard breathing, slow breathing, heavy breathing. The call lasted only a few seconds. Police traced the call. It came from a public phone booth. Police started looking at people close to her. Friends, neighbors, co-workers. One name appeared more than once. Daniel Harper. He lived in the same building. He talked to Laura before she disappeared. He said he was home that night, alone. Nobody could confirm his story. Police searched his apartment. Nothing suspicious, no evidence. But detectives felt something was wrong. Months passed. The case became cold. Then another strange discovery was made. A backpack was found near the highway. Inside were books, clothes, and a notebook. It belonged to Laura, but nobody knew how it got there. Years passed. No body was found. No suspect was arrested. The case is still open. Some cases are solved. Some are forgotten. And some are never solved. The investigation continued for weeks. Detectives followed every possible lead. They talked to friends again. They talked to neighbors again. They checked the same streets again and again. Every small detail mattered. Police believed someone saw something, but nobody came forward. The case started to feel strange. There were too many questions, and no answers. Investigators started looking deeper into her daily life. They checked her phone records. They checked her emails. They checked her school. Everything looked normal. She had no enemies, no problems, no reason to disappear. That made the case even more mysterious. People do not just vanish without a reason. Some detectives believed she was followed. Others believed someone planned everything. There was a theory that she was watched for days, maybe weeks. Someone knew her routine. Someone knew when she was alone. Someone waited for the right moment. But police never proved this theory. Months later, police searched the area again. They checked the woods. They checked the river. They checked abandoned buildings. Nothing was found. No clothes, no phone, no body. It was like she disappeared from the world. Cases like this are the hardest to solve. Years passed. New detectives opened the file again. They read every report. They looked at every photo. They asked the same questions. But the answers were still missing. The case became a cold case. One of many. But this one was different, because nothing made sense. Today, more than 25 years later, the mystery is still not solved. The file is still there, locked in a cabinet, waiting for someone to find the truth. Some believe the killer is still alive. Some believe the truth was hidden. And some believe this case was never meant to be solved. This is one of those stories. A case without answers. A case without an ending. A case that still confuses detectives.